video, we will be discussing more about crawl budget. We will also be discussing as how one can optimize the crawl budget for a website and also some of the best practices which can be followed for making sure that a site is having the perfect score which should be helping to get the best search visibility. So before we actually dive into the detailed discussion, let me just tell you that what exactly is a crawl budget and why this is important. In layman term, crawl budget just means how much amount of pages Google is crawling within a time frame of 24 hours. So this is the main definition of crawl budget. For example, if you have a website of maybe 1,000 pages, and if Google crawls at the rate of 100 pages in a single day, then this means that it would take 10 days to complete the fresh indexing of your website. So this is the main concept behind crawl budget, and this is very important. Let me tell you why. Suppose you have a e-commerce website having 1 million pages. Now suppose Google is just crawling 100 pages in a day. So this means that this would take approximately 10,000 days for search engines like Google or Bing to complete the entire crawling process or getting your website into a fresher index. Now this can be a serious threat to your campaign. The reason is because if you really want to have a good SEO journey of your website in the search, then you should definitely have a better crawling rate, in which case your site can really enjoy a good amount of visibility and fresh index rate on a day-to-day basis. So before coming to the strategies for optimization, let me give you some more advice on how you can find out the crawl budget and how you can calculate the crawl budget. So in our case, we have taken the example of our own website, that is Thatware. So now this is a guide which you guys can also see from thatware.co/crawl-budget. Now the first observation is you should first find the actual amount of search results which is indexed on Google. Now in order to make that happen, the easiest way to do is just do a site colon search on Google. That is, just doing the site colon search, you can easily find the visibility index which is actually indexed on Google. After that, you need to find out that what is the crawl statistics which is recorded on your search console. For doing that, you need to open your search console. You need to go into the settings and then you need to click on crawl stats. Once you have opened the crawl stats, you can take an average of 7 days, which is something I do recommend, and you can just take the mean average of the 7 days crawl statistics. These data might not be similar to what you are seeing, since I have written this content way earlier than the time of the video. So this is the main formula. So what you should do next is you should just do a division between the data which you found from the site search and the data which you find from Google search settings. So if you just do a division, this will give you a score, which is a ratio actually. Now there is three parameters which you should follow. The first rule is, if the score is between 1 to 3, then this is good, no action is required. If the score is between 3 to 10, then there needs improvement, and if it is more than 10, then it needs immediate improvement, as it might cause a huge amount of crawling and indexing issues. There is another point which one might be wondering, that what would happen if the crawling rate becomes less than, or the crawl budget score becomes less than 1. In that case, this would mean that the site search visibility ratio is lesser than the crawl stats, which can only happen if the website have a huge amount of rendering or mobility issues, and like which do prevent the site from getting the required amount of visibility in the search. So this is a main segmented value flow which you should remember. Like whenever you just follow this mathematical calculation, you should first check on which range your site falls, whether you should like do some improvements on your site, or whether you should not do anything, or whether you should do something on an immediate basis. Some of the proposed solutions, like even though we will be covering some of the detailed solution in this video, but the common areas for rectifications are sitemap, because this is the place where you can assign the priority order, which can prevent indexing of unwanted pages, such as for home page you can always set the priority to 1, and the change frequency can be daily. For the top navigation pages such as these ones, you can choose the priority order as 0.95. The frequency once again can be daily. For the top landing pages, which can be your service pages or product pages, you can set the priority of 0.90, and the frequency can be daily. For the blog pages, this can be weekly, because like normally people updates blogs once in a week, and the priority can be set on zero point 0.8. And for any other miscellaneous pages, it can be set to 0.70, and the frequency can be set to monthly. Please remember that if you have unwanted pages like category pages or author pages or such pages which do not even serve user values, you can even reduce the priority, and you can even change the frequency to a higher extent. In this case, they would be indexed in a less frequent way, which can indirectly help you in optimizing your crawl budget. The another most immediate solution is mobility checkup. And as I've discussed that if a campaign have a mobility issues, then this can really ruin a search visibility performance, and this can ruin the search visibility which one can find from site colon search. So hence mobility issues is very important, and you can check if your site have a mobility issues or not from just suppose I want to check whether my service page is having a mobility issue. So I can simply put on the URL fetcher just like this, and I can found that if the page is mobile friendly. So this is the most simplest way to check if there is any mobility issues or not, and if there are issues, then you can find further instructions by following the informations from the search console. After that, you really need to make sure that unwanted pages are not indexed, or you need to keep a control of your index bloat, and your site should be clean from each and every kind of coverage issues. So over the later course in the video, we will be covering more detailed solutions as how you can accurately optimize your web pages so that no high crawl budget is wasted on your campaign. The first strategy which one should really perform is optimizing the robots file of the website. The main reason is because robots file can really help in preventing unwanted index of the pages which serves low value or low benefits for any audiences. I would just give you a practical example. The thing is, if you have seen the robots file of that word, then you can find that certain pages such as the category pages, the author pages, and even the paginated URLs, the soft 404 errors. So the main idea is that, like, if we prevent unwanted index of unwanted pages which we feel like they won't be serving any potential value to the audiences, then this can really help in preserving a lot of crawl budget wastage. So this is the very first technique which should be used, and the most important point once again in this discussion is that you should also keep in your mind that oftentimes even on the blog pages, like example, the blog pages, or service pages or even category pages can have lots of paginated URLs, which can really be a disastrous if proper robots conditions are not applied. For instance, I have disallowed */page, which means that any particular pages which starts with page would be disallowed from indexing. So this would be preventing any further paginated related issues from my website. So this is the first and immediate action which can be done in preserving crawl budget wastage. The next immediate measure which can help in preventing crawl budget is removing of unwanted pages from the search index. Now, when I mean search index, I mean when you do a search column, the results which are visible on the search engine results pages have to be removed if you find that any particular pages serves no user value at all. This can be easily done with the help of one feature known as removals, which can be found out from your search console dashboard. I'll just show you a practical example. Suppose in real time today, when I just searched this particular command, then as I'm scanning through, I found one page which actually serves no value at all. For instance, the page is give me, yeah, so this is the page about to. So this is a page, if you observe it closely, this is redirecting. So this page is redirecting because the actual page is having about us and this page is about to. So we can simply do a removal so that it can preserve some index storage on the search engine. So the best option is click on removals, click on new request, enter the URL. You need to click on remove this URL because sometimes if something goes on with the URL, then this can lead into some kind of issues. So you can then do this and just click on next. So this can help in preserving some unwanted amount of indexing, and this is also a direct example of how you can also prevent index bloat of your website. This really helps as it really reduces the number of unwanted pages, and the time frame which needs for complete removal is somewhere between 24 to 48 hours. So that is not a longer time frame, hence it is one of the shortest method for improving the crawl budget of a website. Nevertheless, you should also focus on improving your web vitals, because if your page like passes good amount of user signals and if your page is having good amount of technical scores, then this can really help in improving the user experience. And user experience and page experience is one of the key vitals which can really help in improving the performance of your campaign. This is a very short strategy but can be really effective. Another important advice for optimizing the crawl budget is to hide the category pages and some of the miscellaneous pages with the help of robot stack. Let me tell you that this is a very crucial thing and only perform if you know what you are doing. If you feel like that certain categories of your website is not performing and that does not serve any user value, feel free to disallow that. If you are using in WordPress, you can simply do that from taxonomy from your Yoast SEO setting. And on the other hand, if you are using a custom CMS, then you can simply put this meta tag on your source code where you want the content not to get index or no follow. This can really help in making sure that the landing page is not indexed by the search engines, which can help in preserving the crawl budget. The last but one of the most essential part of the optimization procedure is sitemap. In the beginning of the video, I have explained that how sitemap plays a crucial role because this is the place which you can control in providing essential crawling statistics and frequency statistics to your website, such as for the home page you can set the indexing frequency to daily and the priority order to 1. For the navigation pages, you can uh, you can just lower the priority order from the home page and so on. In other words, you can really optimize your sitemap so that any unwanted pages or broken URLs should be removed. Any kind of canonicalization pages should not be present, and most importantly, the hierarchy of the sitemap should be maintained, such as in like the main golden rule is that for all the important pages assign a top-notch priority, and the frequency can be daily or weekly. But for any unwanted pages, the priority order can be lesser and the frequency can be monthly or even yearly. So this is what can really make sure that your crawl budget can really help uh, in getting in proper prevention from getting wasted. And we do have another short advice that whenever you are working on your site, if you have a comment section, try to disable the comment section from indexing, because this can help in preserving a lot of crawl budget and index bloat. Now I will show you my current statistics. Remember, like almost a month back when I started the blog, I have the crawl request of almost 55 in a month, and right now by performing all of the methods which I have shown you on the video, my crawl stats is almost 12,400 almost in a day. So this is the main differences, and even if you check on a daily basis, still it stands down to 220, which is almost 4 times than what it used to happen almost a month back. So if you observe all of the statistics which I have provided you throughout the guide, this can really help you in preserving your crawl budget, and this is really very useful for your website, because this can make sure that you get the best of the SEO benefits of your website. So guys, thank you, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any queries or concerns. Do like and subscribe. Thank you.